Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back. Nice to
Hello.
see you all. Hi, hello. Yes, in case you can also say hello, unmuting yourself. I mean, as long as you are comfortable with that. Or
However,
hello. Nice to hear you. Yeah. All right. Well, while everyone is still joining, I'm constantly also clicking to admit here. I'm just happy to say, first of all, we have the date of the demo day. Yay, the 12th of February, which means that you will have the time to prepare the pitch that you love. And also we will have the time to get you prepared, to help you get prepared. And yeah, now moving on to the week that we're having today, and it's week about product roadmap, about tech roadmap. So we were for 3 weeks going around this topic, that also are very important for you as founders, especially at the early stages. And that's all right if you cannot open the camera, Selçuk, no worries. Thanks for notifying us. And yeah, so we are diving deeper today into the product, finally, into something that I think most of you here in the room dealing constantly. And from the last week's workshop, you are dealing it with love. I remember that we were kind of saying what we like and what we don't like, and product job and product work was definitely in the majority of love and will do. And well, instead of operations that hate but still will do. And presenting today's speaker, Dmitry from Constructor Tech, so from our universe, so to speak. We are going with Dmitry to the very interesting journey ahead. So, Dmitry, the floor is yours.
thank you very much, Irina. Hi guys, can you hear me well? Can you see my screen well? Okay, great.
Perfect, yes.
So, I kind of got this word roadmap in the topic, but I suggest to take at whole product life cycle because like roadmap itself, it's kind of only one piece of it. And I prepared specifically for this workshop like brief presentation, but quite detailed. So I'm not sure how we distribute our time. So I suggest to discuss questions when you have it, not waiting Q&A session. So that's why we can maybe spend more time on slides, sometimes discussing something, not like sending everything to Q&A session. So feel free to interrupt me and to raise some discussion. So about myself. I was a startup founder. My startup was acquired by Constructor Tech. It was my third company and like the most successful, I would say. And I am doing everything. So I was a solo founder, and I was doing, as you understand, everything like related to business product technology. What I was not doing, what I am not doing right now, I am not writing code, at least myself. So right now, for sure, I am vibe coding, but I am not a coder. At the same time, I have math like degree in cybersecurity and computer science, so that's why I did coding in my like previous experiences, jobs, and it helped me a lot. And coincidentally, last 3 months I spent on building course about product management for Constructor initially and for like other companies as well. So that's why I spent a lot of time on reading books, getting courses, understanding concepts, and bringing it together specifically for our case in Constructor, but many things are very relevant to startup. And I can tell you honestly that if I knew this is if I had this structured picture before when I was like building the product, I think I would be like I did avoid a lot of stupid situations. So hopefully it will help you. So, first of all, I would like to ask you, do you think that product management drastically changed because of generative AI, because of ChatGPT? So, based on your experience, how do you feel? Do we need to kind of uh, kind of product management is the same as 10 or 5 years ago, or it's completely different and we have to review? What do you think? Maybe I don't know how to make
I
here.
think that we have a small group here, so it's just that unmuting yourself and just commenting would be
For me,
perfect, or writing in the
Or
chat. Yeah.
chat? We don't
Mhm.
have chat. Yeah, we don't.
We
uh,
do. Yeah. But
Okay.
Alexander, you go
yeah,
ahead.
for me, it just become more automated to generate reports, to generate some task description, and of the process, it nothing changed for me,
Mm-hmm.
but more automated.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, for someone it's changed very drastically, but okay. So let's see. Andrei, you raised the hand, or it's a bug?
Yeah,
Because
no, no,
sometimes,
no. I just
yeah,
want,
yeah. So Zoom sometimes is doing this stuff.
yeah,
Okay. So what definitely changed? Right now we have this analytics, summarization, literally like in speed of light. But for sure we have a lot of fundamental questions that haven't changed, and it's kind of very dangerous to get hallucinations from generative AI and rely on it. And yeah, most important, right now we can do it very fast, but it means like we can burn our resources faster when it comes to like tokens, expenses on services, etc. So first of all, I'm like as math graduated, I am fan of foundations, definitions, and terms, and I really believe that it's important to, first of all, to be aligned on the basic terms. So that's the question. So have you been in this situation, or even in your company? Are you really distinguishing terms, product, application, solution, platform, feature, etc.? So some like feature and platform, or feature and product, for sure you're not mixing up. But like, do you have like feelings that some of these words are like can be used in the same context, or it is different? Any guess? Okay, interesting. Okay, so that was the most, I would say, interesting exercise for me. I started from, and I spent. So first of all, I reviewed like a lot of examples from real companies, how they are positioning themselves, how they are explaining their products, how they are talking about platforms, features, etc. And I read through like many articles, books, specifically like getting descriptions of these terms. And what I found out and how I framed it to myself. So first of all, when we are mixing these words, sometimes we are getting misunderstanding and misalignment in internal within like internal teams, when marketing speaks to like product managers or product managers to R&D. So some words they understand very differently, and I propose this picture. So first of all, product yeah, that's typo. Application plus package. Yeah. So product always have packaging, licensing, and pricing. So package product is not just what we build, but product consists of everything, how we sell it. And later we will talk about it, why it's important to get it together and not just tell that that is application and we sell it in this way. Because many things, how we sell, should be supported within the product. And all other terms, like for feature, it's very clear. It's kind of some scenario within application that we are building. Usually, application is a product. Sometimes set of applications is a product. And the platform usually is a kind of foundation, but from like sales standpoint, it's on the top of many products. So for example, like this example, yeah, okay, let me here put here. First of all, it's important to distinguish technological platform and application platform. So where a lot of misalignment comes from, when people are talking platform, but meaning different things. So technological platform like AWS, that's a set of services, set of compute, set of resources that you can use to run whatever your applications, your services. So to build on the top of it, like some like tech stuff, some software. Application platform, it's a bit higher level thing. So on the top of application, usually you are building the ecosystem where other companies can build their applications. So very like very clear examples. So technological platforms, any operational system is a technological platform. AWS, any cloud solution, there are technological platforms. Application platforms, everything like Salesforce, like any ERP platform, like any AI like platform providing, like when we are building AI services on the top of it or AI capabilities for our systems. And how we can kind of identify for application platform, we have business users, not only developers. And technological platform is almost for developers. And sometimes platform can be product. Like these three examples, Shopify, Salesforce, and Stripe. So you can see that it is a platform, it is a product, and product because they are packaging the platform as a solution, as a like something that they are selling. But at the same time, other companies can build on the top of their platform. So that's the terms that I propose. Any comments on it? Any maybe examples when it's not like this, or any like contradictions? Because for me, it's important to test it with the real world. That's like, for example, in your case, how it's related. Okay, I can.
Feel free to just no, but I think that it's important to hear the thoughts. Like, do you agree with that? Because it's also like the approach that kind of, yeah. Amina, I see you.
Yeah, so the thing is, our solution, to be honest, gone through all these names, because what we have is like a full stack admission platform. Sometimes we call it the ecosystem, sometimes platform, sometimes product, application. We even say feature. It's like now I understand like all the differences between these things, and I can like confidently say that Yirai is actually ecosystem, because we have like combination of products, services, right? Implementation. So it's not just a platform, it's not just an application or product. or it doesn't matter like features, the test prep or the admission, everything. So it makes so much sense, this pyramid, to be honest.
Okay, but still, when you build an ecosystem, you still have products. So you
Yeah,
still
yeah,
have to
exactly.
package something, and you can have many products.
Yeah.
Like even with one application, can be packed in a different way, and it will be different product.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So Dimitri, I got a question because
Sure.
we're building an LMS, and
Okay.
in a traditional sense, would you qualify LMSs as platforms according to this pyramid, this classification?
It depends. So I have this next slide. Yeah. That's kind of common understanding that yes, usually LMS falls to platform like bucket. But I think it's very important to understand how your what your LMS is. So if you provide LMS as a set of services and APIs where other people can build something, that's definitely a platform. Or it can be a platform from standpoint that you provide LMS where people can come and build content and like sell this content. Content in this case will be the product that they are building on the top of your platform. But if you provide any just I don't know LMS as an application without any open APIs, etc. So that's kind of creators and customers on one application is a platform. Yes, that's a platform. That's I would not agree. So first of all, creators and customer on one application, it can be a marketplace. And marketplace is a different type of platform. It's a kind of platform, but very specific one. So I would not mix it. And multiple products can be not platform. Multiple products can be just stacked with each other and not integrated. A lot of examples in the industry when company buys more and more external companies and bringing applications into portfolio, but they are not integrated. In this case, it's not a platform. It's just a bunch of applications, and maybe they can be integrated in a way like, I don't know, like even have like some data exchange or something, but it's not a platform in a good meaning, I would say. Platform it's very complex and kind of stuff what you can use to build other applications. Okay, so yeah, that's here I put some examples how in different industries we see these terms. In each industry can be a bit different. And yeah, if we finished with this terminology, let's jump.
I think we have one more question. Yes,
Yeah.
Evgeny.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you. If I may ask, Dmitry, one
of
kind of confusion. What about frameworks? Because it seems that they go through all the system, because framework can be bigger than a platform, or it can be kind of bigger. It's like something different that's not going to this, because framework basically allow you to build both products or platform itself, but it's not ecosystem per se for sure, because it's not including services, not including customers, not including something, but framework is just kind of big building tool on which you can build different kind of things. And I just don't know where to put it here.
That's interesting question, and I think it can be we can take different point of view. So first of all, framework is definitely a product. So when we choose what framework to use, to build the solution, to build the application, we kind of we choose the framework, we are buying it or we are using it. So open source, it's just a different business model. We will talk about it later. So from one point of view, framework is a product that we are using to build other like software. On the other hand, it's definitely an ecosystem. So when you have the community, when you have bunch of tools that's like enriching capabilities of this application or platform, that it becomes ecosystem. And with frameworks, because of community, I would put it as a kind of as an example of ecosystem. And it can be a platform for sure, because you can build applications using it. But it's a bit, you know, it's a different market. So that's the market for developers. So users are developers, and it's a bit specific niche. But yeah, and also we don't have like much time here. But in the course, I put even several examples where this terminology is not consistent, where companies are using like mass of these words. So, for example, like I don't remember with Stripe. Yeah, so Stripe. It's kind of product. It's a platform, and they're using it so you can like use it on a different level, and they're mixing this kind of messaging. It's not easy to identify even for them. Like Salesforce, they're using the mix of words, platform, solution, product, even within like one article about like something. So that's why it's still these words sometimes used even by companies for same objects. But I suggest just to think about that there are different words, different terms, and usually it like we name different things from different point of views. But framework is really good example, just a bit on the edge. Okay, so next thing. Product management. Product managers, what actually product managers do? And here, if you, when you are in startup, you can say that product managers are doing literally everything. And so they may be not writing code, but right now, with vibe coding, I think that product managers should like build MVPs themselves. It speed up significantly the whole process. So again, making the research from like books, from various like places, I suggest these three roles within product management. So first of all, it's product planning. So it is mostly called product manager. It's about vision and strategy, about roadmap, about like putting requirements, sometimes epics, like texting epics on this level. And that's kind of classic understanding of product manager, how I would, how I understood it. But at the same time, we have two more roles, quite important, and we usually do this stuff, but we just don't call it like this. So first of all, it's product marketing. So product marketing, it's everything how product related to market, how we are positioning, how we are messaging, what is our go-to-market strategy, what is pricing and packaging decisions. And sometimes I would assume that at least part of these things are on sales or at least on marketing side. But the reality is that marketing cannot do like good positioning and messaging without understanding deeply the product. So we will discuss how these roles can be organized. And the third role is a program management. Program management, it's everything related to delivery. So from requirements to code. So epics, like sprints management, QA organization, maybe like if it is not part of R&D. So all this stuff falls at program management. And there are three models how in different companies product management process is organized. So when like it is the large company, they have many people, they have very well described process. They have separated product manager, product marketing, and program manager. And it can be even like within different departments. So product marketing can work on the marketing team, on the market, like chief marketing officer. Program manager is part of R&D team, and product manager, he is the part of product organization. But in reality, especially when you have small team, you are kind of doing all stuff yourself, and SEO, like in 99% cases, is a product manager. He's the main guy for product, responsible for product. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Doesn't work well. And you just try to, I don't know, find people who can take at least part of these roles, and how like trying to handle like everything together. And some things they can even like not be visible explicitly, but you still like have to do it somehow. So it means if you reflect on what you are doing, you can just like split your tasks, your activities, and put it into these three boxes to check who else is doing something related to it, and you will get the picture like how it looks like the product management organization in your company, even if you recognized maybe part of these activities as a part of the sales. So for example, pricing and packaging, it's not obvious that it's product manager. So for me, it was not obvious. And finally, I came to conclusion that nobody else can do good pricing and packaging, only product manager. So it means SEO. Yeah, and when we are like building this product management process, when we are building the product, we have some artifacts, explicitly or like implicitly. I know that sometimes, and that's quite a good question, I would say. So how many of you are building some documentation? So what documents do you have when you build the product? Do you have any documents like with some title that you share with your team?
We have roadmap. We have roadmap, all tasks. So
Okay, roadmap, good thing.
I have technical documentation of the product specifics, and I try to make it as deep as possible because I panic that someday I'm going to lose the job that I have done. But I don't know if I'm being efficient while I'm doing it.
Okay. So what I propose as a taxonomy, what kind of documents like can we get? 4 levels. So first of all, vision and strategy. Vision and strategy, it's just about why you are building this company and this product, and it's good to have it explicitly. On the product level, you have moving it like Okay, so when we have company vision and company strategy, it can come to several products or to like set of products that we launch one product, then we launch second product, etc. So on the second level, you define what products we are building and defining the strategy. Strategy means what secret sauce do we have? So, okay, we are building LMS. There are 1,000 LMSs already in the market. What is the secret sauce? We are targeting specific customers. We have unique expertise on the board. We have, I don't know, we have secret, like we have patent on how to build most engaging content, something. So it should be something that define why your product will be successful. And it should be defined on the strategy level, and you will execute it later. So later you have product requirements. And here it's interesting like situation. So does anyone know what is product requirements document, PRD, MRD? Like, have you heard of it? Have you built it? No? So that's, I would say, old school understanding of product management. I even read through the MRD of Steve Jobs for his Apple II. So Steve Jobs, before building Apple II, so he built document named like marketing requirement document, or PRD, but I think MRD, and it was like 20 pages, 20 plus pages document describing everything. And when I like first time faced with the situation, how to document my product management process, I used this concept, marketing requirement document. And there I put like everything about market, about competition, about market that we target, from it like customer needs, what features we are building. So it was one unified document with a lot of like stuff. And it was not, so it was useful to build it. So I got a really good understanding and picture like what we are building. But to be honest, the most useful exercise that we did in year one, we recorded the video, the promo video, 5 minutes explaining what our product will be doing. And 5 years later, we still didn't implement everything that we had in this like video, and we were using it like, and even when Constructor acquired Examos, Constructor still did use this like video for 2 years. So sometimes this visualizing and putting into one place like what we are building, very helpful. So initially, MRD and PRD were very complex documents, but right now PRD is a bit different. I will show you how it looks like. And technical specifications and user stories, I'm sure you know, that's like from agile methodology, and right now almost everyone are using it. For sure, when you do like startup, few people, MVP stage, you keep it simple, but it's good to reflect that, okay, like at least like half page from each level, half page of my company vision, half page of product strategy, just not to miss it, because you still have it in your head. So PRD. PRD is, right now, PRD turned to be the description of particular user scenario that we implemented. So for one product, we can have many PRDs, and we usually have many PRDs for product. And in PRD, we give this connection, like what we found out, what like customer pain or customer need or job we are going to implement. So what exactly and why? So explaining like why we are building this thing. And Why it's important? Because when you have this documentation, any developer can come there and read through. So in my practice, developers are really doing much better when they understand what they're building and why they're building, not just getting technical story or epic, because sometimes they even can come up with some interesting technical solutions when they understand the source, why this requirement comes to the implementation. And I always have a fight with my team. They were asking me, okay, tell me on a high level and don't tell us how to build it. But when I no clear understanding how to make it technically, for sure I am pushing. I am telling don't waste time, just do it. So that's why it's always a conflict, but it's good kind of conflict. So PRD. In PRD we have problem statement. Why we are solving this problem? Success criteria that later you will convert to acceptance criteria. What we are not building, it's explicitly should be mentioned when you see edge cases that we are not covering. And yeah, any dependencies with other PRDs, with other features, because you have to have the consequences of this stuff. And it should be done by product managers, but everyone are consuming this kind of document. And in this document, so this document, kind of you keep it and you put, from this document, you are getting epics. So you can have several sprints when you just implementing this PRD, or even you have several PRDs in parallel. And you, for example, were building 3 sprints, part of this PRD, later part of second PRD. And in PRD, it's good to get this plan and fact, so that you open the document or anyone opens the document and sees that, okay, we are planning to do this and we implemented this part of what we were planned. So, and here we are coming to what is the roadmap. So roadmap is just a different view. You have a database, yeah, where all the information stored, and you have just different views, different tables, how to take a look on this kind of data. And roadmap is just a view how you're implementing these requirements from PRD, in which would say what you should do now, what you should do next. And you always, I don't know, if you have 1 year roadmap, it's amazing. I never got managed have more than 6 months, even 6 months. I always I understand what we should build now, and it's too many. And people tell okay, choose half of it. So, and we already have now, and what that we couldn't squeeze to now, it is the next. And that's how we are juggling. And here you are, for sure, you have different kind of, you can use different kind of framework about prioritizations. It's many of it, I've built, for example, the table with weights for each requirement, where kind of, so when so how we came to it in my situation. So usually how it happened, I am talking to customers, and when I see that to close this deal, I have to implement this kind of requirements, I come to the team and tell guys, that's first priority. In 2 weeks, I come with other customer and tell the guys, did you finish it? Two weeks already. You should finish it for sure. That's the new part of requirements. And team lead told me no, we cannot do everything. Let's come up with some algorithm that everyone understands how to get the priority. Not I come and tell that, okay, right now the priority 1, 2, 3, 5. It's very like confusing. So we came to the situation when there are several criteria, like how easy to implement, how many customers are waiting, what is the like revenue stream can be initiated by it, etc. And based on it, we have the prioritization. So that's why when I see as a founder, as a CEO, when I need to speed up something, when I see that I feel that this requirement should be higher priority, I should take a look to criteria and maybe change some weights there, but not just tell that, no, that's the highest priority. So that's at least brought some rules, and R&D team was quite happy about it. So roadmap is always juggling with a lot of stuff. And yeah, where is it? Yeah. So let's jump here first of all. So here is important thing that if we tell that roadmap consists of requirements from product requirements, one like mistake that I was falling like several times, that I didn't bring explicitly all kinds of requirements. And here I also spent some time on understanding what kind of requirements it could be. And finally, I come up with these 6 types of requirements that, again, maybe you don't need it, maybe you don't have it for each PRD, for each scenario, but you have to like recognize explicitly that yes, we don't have any special requirements for accessibility, not here, or compliance is not the issue here, but just to check it, because functional requirements, it's almost like what like people are coming with. So how user flow should look like, how to like get user interfaces from it, what features we should have, etc., etc. But what about performance? Like, okay, we build these features, but user is waiting for like 1 minute when page is loading, and it's like it's obvious. So when like technical team came to me with the result, and I told it why it's loading so long. Like they tell like you didn't tell that it should be fast, and they are right. Like we should explicitly tell like how fast it should be. Maybe 1 minute they recognize as too much, but for example 10 seconds, is it okay or not? And here we should really put these non-functional requirements, how many users we should support, because I'm sure you understand that high load is a big issue. So when we did scaling our solution from 500 users concurrently, it was like streaming, online exams, etc., to 10,000. It took like 3 months, because it's huge project. And when you don't put these requirements explicitly in PRD, it can be even did something wrong on the architectural level, and you will not fix it immediately later. Security as well, especially when you sell to B2B, to enterprise, security and integrations. And with integrations, it's like, for example, SSO, it's must have. So when you start selling it to customers, start talking to customer about like something, when they tell you it should be integrated, that's very kind of that's a red flag. Integration. When 2 people tell same word integration, they can mean like a lot of like completely different stuff. So we have to put in requirements what kind of integrations we should put. Yeah, so any, I don't know, comments, any thoughts? How do you think in your requirements right now these things cover it or not? So do you feel it's useful or kind of everything is good?
Hi, Dimitri. I have a question actually
Yeah.
about accessibility because I am also a developer and I've been doing this for 8 years. And there are a lot of big companies that they really don't care about certificates and compliance. Do you know why? Because for me, it was always a mystery. And I'm constantly questioning myself, should I focus on that or should I maybe leave it later on?
So it's for accessibility or for compliance for other standards?
I'm
What
talking, for
exactly the question?
example, 2.8 AA, 2.1
Okay.
AA compliance, and you have
Okay.
this widget. And
Yeah.
because, for example, we are trying to kind of capture a bigger market, for me, it's always a question of should I focus on this or not?
Yeah, so think about compliance and about like SOC 2 and ISO, etc., etc. I would say, on the one hand, it's definitely must have. So all like enterprise, they always request like this like random number letters. For accessibility, universities and education, they like mostly take care of it. But when they see really good product that they want to try, that they want to test, they usually take that, okay, like if you tell them like, we have it in the roadmap, we are working on it, we will have it in, I don't know, 6 or 9 months, they will take it. If they are not taking it, it means they don't like the product so much. Because they always have kind of the way how to make a try, how to not show this scope to security guys, etc., or to postpone the certification process. Like I'm not talking about situations when you like process some medical data. Yeah, in this case for sure, they can ask you like from day one. But in most cases, all certifications and compliance is just an excuse that we don't like you. At the same time, you have to understand how to make it happen. So, for example, ISO 27001, it's a complicated project and it's not about development. It's about tons of documentation, about processes, about everything. And usually, again, so when you talk to customer who really wants your product, you just have to come up with a story that will be good for him to think that, okay, I asked this stuff and they like answered me. So for example, yeah, we are hosting our solution in AWS data center. It is SOC compliant and ISO compliant. Here is the like papers, documents about this data center. That's the real case. I always like did like this. You cannot do SOC or ISO in your situation and in reasonable time frame. With accessibility, if university requested, so it's usually like not a large amount of work, or you can use existing widget, or you can just go through these requirements, and it's not a rocket science. And again, you can come up and tell it, we almost compliant. We will be compliant in like 2 months, and it will be fine. That's my experience.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I ask is because I think most of us are building with AI, and in a way or another, if you think about it, AI it's kind of just a simple interface that anyone can use. But I never seen even on the big corporations like OpenAI, GPT, you don't see a widget where it
Accessibility,
modifies the
exactly.
website exactly.
Exactly. Yes.
So, yeah, that's why I ask.
Yeah, it's true. So when you go to university website, you definitely will see this accessibility widget. When you use kind of these tools, not specifically targeted education, yeah, for sure they don't care. They don't need it. Okay, so yeah. So and here it means that roadmap is kind of a central point where we are combining everything. So because in the view of roadmap, you have to be able to get, okay, we have this vision, this part of the vision, and when we reach out the status when like this part of the vision will be like ready in the product. Or we have this set of scenarios related to particular deals, and when we are going to like be ready and when we are ready to close this deal. So that's why it's important not just keep a roadmap as a roadmap, but to keep this database consistent about what we are building, why we are building, and use roadmap as a different view. So that's I would do right now. And for sure in roadmap you don't have some things. So first of all, you don't have, we will discuss it a bit later, there is the gap when you build the product and when you do implementation. And it's quite, especially when you talk about enterprise with a complex system, when you have to like integrate with several systems, it's kind of, is it these integrations, should they be a part of the product roadmap, or it is just a project thing that we are initiating when we launch, when we have the product and we are doing the implementation. And in our case, in my case, it was really a huge problem because so as a startup, we didn't have engineers to do implementations. All developers were busy building the product. And when we, for example, had to like deploy the solution on customer's cloud, who should do it? It's not kind of clear how to answer it. And that's why it's, so again, it's good to think about it in advance and maybe to put some things in the roadmap that we can build it as a feature, this integration, for example, or this deployment tool like installer that we can build and we can deploy on any cloud in like several minutes instead of copying like Dockers, like getting Kubernetes work, etc. So that's, yeah, gray area. So yeah, so that's example a bit synthetic, but it's quite real. So when we are building the roadmap, the requirements, usually based on like customer needs, for sure, that's the best. When we deliver something, we got good customer. When we are talking about B2B, so that's why it's very important to put all the requirements. So when you are discussing with the enterprise, again, the integration, for them, integration like SSO is just by default. They will not tell it to you explicitly, like, please like make SSO. They just will ask you when you come up with the product, like, okay, how we can connect our Azure directory for authorization, and do like we have to develop it. So that's why it's important to get all the requirements in advance. And when we are talking about requirements, so what kind of sources should we use? And we definitely using all of it, but I would suggest to keep source where did we get these kind of requirements, because For example, if it's product discovery or if it's feature request, it's a bit, it can be handled a bit differently, can have a bit different priorities. And for sure, you do competitive analysis and get some functionalities, some scenarios from the competition. But here, it should be like you should be accurate. It doesn't make sense to replicate all the competition. So sometimes it's better to come up with some unique scenarios, some unique capability that competitors don't have, and later catch up on the on the common functionality, I would say. Yeah, so sources of requirements and impact of requirements, like how much revenue can we get in ideal way. And that I was mentioned that when we when we have requirements from feature requests or from discovery, we have different point of views. So first, I firstly got this abbreviation HIPAA, that's like the largest customer that we have. So when you have a customer who brings you like 50% of revenue, for sure you are listening to this customer. But it can be other like trap when you are moving forward only with these customer requirements. So, and it's almost feature request. When you have large customer, it's already feature request, but you have to get the product discovery, the requirements that would open you other markets as well. So that's a tricky game about prioritization, and I'm sure that you know about it as me. Okay, so we structured, we talked about terms, roles of product management, what is the roadmap, what product requirements. And when we when we build the product, we have to like deploy it. I'm not talking about B2C or simple SaaS. So it's a bit corner case. Yeah, by the way, how many of you are targeting enterprise sector where implementation is a separate stage, or maybe we should just skip it? Okay, yeah, so at least one person. And what you are building?
It's like a neo cloud platform to create AI cloud on-prem.
Okay, yeah, that's quite intense, and a lot of things to meet from. And how you're building it right now? So you have some anchor customer you're building
Oh,
to.
right now we have our roadmap with prioritized tasks, and right now we have a one of customers, so we moved everything and do the stuff that we need to start this one customer.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, and that's about implementation mostly. I'm sure that a lot of requirements. And
We'll be glad to do it in parallel, but we don't have a lot of resources, unfortunately.
of course, yeah, that's exactly the situation, and that's quite sad, because when you are working on one customer on one deal, and like sometimes it's not successful, and you spend time. So here I would think about what of these requirements that they request as an implementation, you can have a part of the product, not to replicate it again. So that's the only thing that is possible to do, of course.
Yeah, we already have side effect, additional functionality of the project that we didn't plan, but now
Yeah,
it can be run on not only on-prem but on public clouds like AWS. We don't
yeah,
know why we need it, what is the value of this feature, but now it is.
yeah. Sometimes it's happening, and here it's quite sad story because when we are managing this kind of these projects, we are working in a role that's not kind of for startup. So for example, like when we are talking about implementations, like companies like Accenture or any other like large vendors, they have like special department, like global services or something, and they are doing like all this implementation. And it's in large companies, it's even like very clear difference that one engineering team is building the product. So they are building the product. And in global services, they can have also developers, but these developers are building stuff specifically for implementation on the top of the product. They still write code. And there are the roles are very different. So in one case, you're working in a product management lifecycle. In the second case, you have a project with start and with end, and you're doing it as a project manager. So someone should manage the project, and you're working as a project manager, and you have to use the framework for project manager. And like changing these heads, it's very important to reflect that, okay, right now I'm in the role of project manager, not product manager, because the rules are completely different. You're not using sprints in project management. It's a disaster to use sprints in project managers, in project management. You have to like have very solid milestones, and the enterprise expects from you like some deliverables. And if you are not getting it in time, so you are negotiating it in advance, but not just tell that, oh, oops, you know, like tomorrow we are not ready. So that's super annoying to do this stuff, this project stuff as a startup, as for me. But when you have it, yeah, you have to recognize. So for me, it was a bit relief when I got the guy specifically as a product manager or project manager, pardon. So that's why I could focus on product and for managing the project, and I still was account manager to the customer. So I was discussing all this business stuff, all the like things, but someone has to handle this communication stuff. So project management is about communication. Yeah, you raised hand or it's just coincidence? Okay, implementation. And yeah, so that's example like how integration requirements could look like. Authentication, data flow, where do we store data, what infrastructure do we use. So I had one time I had a situation, we did a pilot for Apple. It was really like exclusive opportunity. They were interested in our software and they wanted to use it to like monitor employees' behavior. It was in 2021. And they told that, okay, yeah, guys, like, can you do it in AWS? I told, yeah, like for sure we can do it in AWS, no problem. But it turned out that Apple has their own instance of AWS, that it's impossible to get access from outside, and it's possible to get access only through their corporate VPN that can work only on macOS. So that's kind of that's the requirement. So I had to assign developers only who are working with Macs. I could do it only like this, like 2 guys who should like do this stuff. And they were not DevOps, but they had to like be DevOps guys. So with enterprise, you can face with many crazy things. You can imagine. Okay, so when we like deployed or like in parallel, when we selling, it's important to think about packaging. And as I mentioned, like what characteristics of products should be packaging, licensing, and pricing. And here are examples from the industry, from software products. So as a packaging, when we are talking about large companies, they start doing combinations of different like applications. So for example, Microsoft. Everyone knows Microsoft, yeah? So in their case, they have right now Microsoft 365. And before it was like Office or something. And they propose that Microsoft 365 is like, what is it? It's just something with plans and suite. And they propose suite, and suite consists of like contains various applications like Word, Excel, Teams, OneNote, etc., etc. And but at the same time, you can buy Excel separately. So Excel, on one hand, is an application in a package, in a product of Microsoft 365. But on the other hand, it can be packaged itself as a product that you can buy separately. And there are two different products. So in WordPress, like they use tiers and like with tires, I'm sorry, like I always messing it up. And even when you have open source, you still have some licensing, you still have some packaging, even no pricing explicitly, or even or when you have some premium model. So you have like as a part of the pricing, you have free, like one package for free, other packages for any like other. So there are 4 common packaging models. So first, it's tier pricing, when you have some like levels with included something like limits, features, integrations, etc. The second is modular, when you buy set of functionality or set of applications within like this product. Usage base, that's mostly for platforms, for tech platforms, AWS and Stripe, and like Twilio, like and any other, and AI services when you buy it using API, usage base right now. And we can separate white label here. Why? Because with white label, it was in my situation. So when first time, like one customer asked me, okay, can I put my logo? Can I just like pretend that it's not like your solution, but it's our solution? I told him, come on, of course, yes. Like, I'm sure that it's easy. And when I came to technical team and asked about like, guys, we have to like do this stuff. So first time I faced with the reality that a lot of stuff on the architectural level should be done in advance to support this white labeling, this multi-tenancy, and all this kind of customization stuff. So that's why that's an example. Yeah. So when you see, for example, here on the packaging model, you can understand that depending on what type of packaging model will you choose, you still have to support it in the product, at least in billing. So for example, if you use tier pricing, okay, so you have to have these switchers for different features. Or if you have usage base or usage limit in tier pricing, you have to have billing for particular set of resources. So and it's complicated project, like billing, it's a whole story. So that's why it's very important when you think about product, think not only about application part, but about how you will distribute it and how you will sell it. And after that, you can find out that maybe like a number of requirements like doubled from you thought that like should be just to replicate features. Yeah. So we are coming to the end. So to summarize, we have this complete flow from vision to revenue. We have to build vision, strategy, do product discovery, roadmap planning, PRD, implementation, packaging, pricing, go to market and launch. That's product marketing. We didn't spend time on it, but that's different story. Revenue and usage, and for sure getting feedback loop from the customers. Getting feedback loop, you are using support channels, you are using feature requests, bug requests, processing it, so that's quite clear, and I'm sure you are doing it. And there are several problems, common problems, and for sure you can see something familiar to you, and it's always on the between these stages. Most problems are on the integration part. So I can send it later, and you can just check it. And to finalize, to summarize, I would like to get back to Gen AI here. And I can share my own experience, how Gen AI finally changed the product management process. So first thing for me, Gen AI shows very clearly that all stages should be documented. Because when you have all things documented in AI digestible form, it's much easier to manage, and it's much easier to get contradictions and get gaps within different things. So that's why for me, that's right now that Gen AI, it's the best motivation why I should keep the documentation consistent. I'm making it mostly to use effectively generative AI. Other people yeah, that's good that they have it as well. And finally, using generative AI, you can do amazing things. So first of all, you can do synthetic personas. So for discovery, I really tried, and we're using real example I can explain you. I had to build the interface, software interface with set of functionalities that should fit teacher of physical education in the United States and teacher of primary school learning difficulties teacher in Switzerland. There are very, very two different audience. And it's very hard to get these people on interview. I tried, and for sure, I spent some time, in 2 weeks I found, but I didn't want to waste time. And I just got I made the detailed description of personas, who they are, what their educational level. So I used the framework from Nielsen group. They are the most advanced guys in this thing. So I built these personas, and using generative AI, I don't remember, probably it was ChatGPT. I put these two personas and told that, okay, so right now you acting like this persona, and you are giving the feedback on this interface. Later the second persona, and later two personas talk to each other to align, and they came up with unified solution how should look like the interface that fits their both needs. So I verified it later for sure on a kind of human being teachers, and it was completely good. And even better, when I was chatting with these personas, they explained me some insights, like what exact tools they are using in their I did ask the question, okay, explaining your day. So what you are doing starting 8 a.m. in the morning, and they did the stuff, the activities, what did they do, and they mentioned some tools that they're using, and they didn't know these tools, and they checked. That's exactly tools that these teachers really could use, and that like well known in the industry in this market segment. So that's example when I like tried Gen AI, and it saved me like, I don't know, 10 hours. So of course, any documentation, any PRD drafts, any like again verifying the consistency that I have something in the vision, something in the strategy, set of PRDs, and first of all to verify that PRDs are how PRDs are related to each other. So what consequences should be that not falling in the loop or some other stupid situation, and to like converting it to epics. So that's like especially useful. And finally, for sure, when you have already product requirements, you can build the product, at least this set of feature, a set of scenario, just as an MVP using like Lovable or Replit or Cursor or whatever, not as a part of the product, but just a side of your product to test it, because you don't need, sometimes you don't need the complete product. You should verify firstly this scenario, and you can do it without developers team. What cannot be done for sure. So all the outcome of generative AI should be verified. You know it's well, I'm sure. Customers' conversations. So it's, you know, so for me, maybe I'm like not correct, but I don't think that right now makes much sense to send some customer surveys to get the quantitative data, because quantitative data you like can get from any like analytics tools, statistics, like etc. What is very important to get like this I don't know if you're familiar with this job to be done framework, like what is the real motivation of user to use this software for this, or to like launch this scenario. So that you cannot find with ChatGPT, and because of many different, so you can find that people in Germany and people in UK, even using same LMS, their motivation a bit different. And that's very interesting to get this like internal motivation. Strategic decisions, these are on you. Everything related to packaging and licensing, you have to decide. That's quite complicated thing, and that like gut feeling and knowing the market. Yeah, that's it. So did I miss something based on your experience? Yeah, so I think I'm almost done. That's kind of summary and Q&A.
Yep. Thank you so much. I don't know if there are any questions left or something that you want to get to pick Dimitri's brains on. So feel free to just unmute yourself and ask the questions that you want to, or that comes to your mind when speaking about product. Yes, I can see Konstantin.
Yes, Irina, Dmitry, thanks a lot. So I have a very general question. So you described necessary documents for product, and it's very good. It's like it looks very logical, and yeah, I realize that in my case, I do have some master Google Doc where we have some chapters here and there, but structure is slightly different, wording is slightly different. I mean, we most likely will change it just to follow your logic. But first, my comment that maybe this logic, so words are our helpers. Yes, so we define things according to our topic priorities, and maybe it's not very important to be super aligned to everybody to define term A, term B, term C, because we never will be able to reach it. So maybe we just need always define terms of words for like you did it today before your lecture, in the beginning of your lecture, that you will use these words in this style. So first is just comment maybe that every time, everywhere we will change meaning of words and we need to define them in the beginning of lecture, course or document. So that's my just my general view. And second is real question. So, what kind of documents you think we must to have, like minimal number of tabulations in our master Google Doc for external description of products inside team? So is it the same? I think nine steps which you showed in in your presentations, like external chapters which we need to share with team, discuss. So that's I don't know if I'm clear with my question. So do you think it's minimal number of tabulations in our Google Doc or chapters in our internal papers, and this is really minimum, and we can survive if we have nothing more, or we have something additional which is must to have, but you just didn't cover it in your today's topic?
Yeah. Okay, let me try to answer. So first of all, about terminology and definitions. Yes, when you build documents, it's quite useful to get definitions first. But here, like you cannot do it for customers. So why I tell that it's good to be aligned on these terms, that when different people in your company are talking to customers, they would use same terminology. So you cannot provide to customer this, okay, see, like, what does it mean? Internally, yeah, for sure, you can do whatever. So when you tell, I heard you, I got your question that what's the minimum set of like things about the product we should have internally, or when you mentioned externally you mean the team outside of R&D or externally, like outside of the company?
Outside of the company.
Okay.
Just outside the company, because for now startup is just a few people. So external means
got it. Okay.
Outside the company.
I don't know. Yeah. So first of all, for sure, the like taxonomy that I proposed today is not set in stone. You can use different other things. I just pointed out several things that please don't forget about. That was the purpose of the goal of the presentation. So I personally believe that internally, to build the product, we have to have set of kind of this connection. Just a second, So we have to have this tree map that everyone in the team can understand. The high level thing, like for example, we have a strategy that we are building LMS that should be acquired in 5 years from now by major player, like, I don't know, in HR industry. So, and this high level strategy, strategic goal of the company falls into like several other like things, like, okay, we have to have like mobile application, or we are targeting our main customers. We are going to target like customers in Africa. Like somehow we have some unfair advantage there. So it means we have to have mobile application, support of some languages, etc., etc. So you have levels of requirements, from business requirements to product requirements to technical requirements, and that's necessary to have. And on each level, so first level can be covered by product vision. The second level about product can be covered by product strategy. The third level about the product, it's set of product requirements with roadmap, for example, and later is just technical description. So you can name it differently, but that should be the logic that any person have to understand. What about showing the product, explaining the product outside? So first of all, you always have the story for investors, and you have to explain the story to investors. That's the minimum stuff that you have to come up with. All other things, I don't know. I think that it depends on a particular case and on go-to-market strategy. So when you define like who is your customer, what you kind of are going to message, etc. So for example, it's a bit edge case, but soon we will see it. I like this in Parallel.ai company, the concept that we are building the parallel for non-humans. And they have the two options of the website for humans and for agents. So it will turn out that we will have the separate website or separate page specifically for agents. And maybe my go-to market that I am going only through agents, only through non-human beings. And in this case, I will have completely different set of documentation and how it should look like. It depends.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for, a functional minimum. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for the question. I think we are perfectly in time. Irina.
All right.
Okay. Are we done?
I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Dmitry. And I think that we are going to wrap it all up. I'm just sorry, I already made the final step for today's workshop, which is the feedback form, and looking forward to getting to know a founder's opinion anonymously on how was it today. But nevertheless, thank you so much, Dmitry, for sharing your even personal cases, because I think this was the epitome of how to deep dive into the topic. So also, hopefully the other founders appreciated that as well. But I can see the engagement, that there was the interaction and the conversation. So that's already good to hear, and would be a part of it.
Guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. By the way, you feel free to reach out to me in LinkedIn or somewhere, because I'm right now in this situation when I am happy to participate in some activities in some startups. I just getting fun and
wow.
Maybe it will be useful.
Be careful what you wish for. I would say, but nevertheless,
we will negotiate. Okay, guys.
Good to hear. All right, so thank you so much, Dmitry. Thank you so much, guys, for joining the conversation, and looking forward to hearing more about your roadmaps ahead. And oh wow, so there is already a bridge coming. That's good from the team of alumni. So thank you so much, everyone, and wishing you a very pleasant afternoon and evening ahead. Thank you.
Bye.
Oh, cheers. Bye.
Bye, guys.